to HOA Fight Club. I'm Raylene Schifano. Today I thought I would do a video on how to research for legislation in your state. I know it can be kind of overwhelming, and for me this year it's kind of different because I'm not just looking at HOA and condo laws. I'm looking pretty much at all the laws. I'm kind of scanning through everything because I think that we as consumers and citizens should be informed of what our government is doing at all times, what kind of bills they do. I know I'm going into this session with high hopes, but very little expectation sometimes. So I really want to protect people. That's what I fight for. You can watch the videos when we're done videotaping. In Washington State, the legislator actually videotapes all of the meetings that we have. So the bills that I testified on for the other day, now those go back to committee, and then they have an executive session where just the senators get together and they discuss the bills that we had testified against the other day or for the other day. So it's not always bad, it's sometimes good. I also sometimes see good things in bills and things that I don't agree with. So I think it's good to go through them. One thing that I do see is bills are very hard to read. So when you go through them, if you are confused, I know there's a lot of you that know some people on Facebook. I put them out there. Ask people what they think of the bill. What do they interpret it as meaning? I know a lot of our friends and family are very smart, but sometimes they can be really hard to interpret. So if you go to the Washington State Legislator site, it actually walks you right through everything. I love this site because you can type in a bill number and you can find it right away. The bad thing about this site is if you don't know what you're doing, you can get lost because it goes from one thing to the next. So what I do is I go to the Washington State Legislator site. So if you click on app.leg.wa.gov and hit enter, it will bring you to the Washington State Legislator. Now on this one, and I'm going to actually show you guys so that you can see, let's switch this. All right, everyone, let's look at this page here. This is the home page for the Legislator of Washington State, leg.wa.gov. And if you go into it, you can see that these are today's hearings and what's being held. And then if you click, you can see tomorrow what's going to happen. And if you want to comment on a bill, you go to this side and it says, let your voice be heard. Click on participate in committee hearings. That's where you're going to click. You want to register to testify remotely during a hearing. You'll need to know which of the House or Senate bills that you're going to do. I chose the Senate because that's the bill that I'm looking at for tomorrow. There's 3 separate bills. We are going to pick Law and Justice, so you have to know which committee they are. And then you have to go to the meetings, and for Law and Justice tomorrow, there just happens to be only one meeting, so you click on that. When you do that, this comes up, and it shows you which ones you're going to testify for or against. So you click on SB 5009 and it brings you down to which type of testimony you want to do. I like to testify and I like to be heard. I think the voice of the people speaks louder than any written word. So I always click the live one. And then you go down to here and it'll ask you to fill out all of your stuff. Pro, con, other. You do not have to be for or against. There was a couple bills yesterday that I wasn't for or against until after I got there. And one I just questioned. You don't have to agree with the bill and you don't have to disagree with the bill. You can just say, I really appreciate the senators working on this because I think it's an issue, or it's good for the people. You can have any opinion you want. And then when you're done registering, you just click submit registration. Now you'll have to go back to your email address because they send you, let's go down to HOA Fight Club. We're going to go to the inbox and you'll be able to see, if I click up here, this is the things that I've registered to testify for. And I get a little link that is all for me, all by myself, and I just click here to join, and it does it for me, and it'll add it to your calendar and everything. So each law that I'm going to have comments on are listed here. These are just 3 for tomorrow that I found already, but it's a good way to see what's going on. So that is the way you register for open comments on the floor during a committee meeting for the Senate or the House in Washington State. So if you want to email a senator, go to the legislator email list. I do a lot of emailing back and forth to them. I send them evidence. I show them how my home was destroyed. I show them my property values. I showed them everything I can, and I try to make it really simple for them to read. A couple of bullets of every bill that I testified on, and then a picture or some sort of evidence of what I was saying. Whether they take it to heart or not, I don't know, but at least I'm there fighting for the homeowners, because everybody else that was there yesterday was a developer, a builder, an attorney, but not a lot of homeowners. So we need to represent ourselves, and not just in homeowners things, but there's House Bill 1072 that's talking about the civil rights, allowing illegals the use of the civil aid program. Now, is that something you agree with or don't agree with? Then you can testify on that. So it's always good to know what's going on. Be involved with your government, especially now where we're having so many issues with government. It's not the people, it is the government that's at fault right now. We the people need to get along and figure out how we can move on. And I know it starts at the state level. The state needs to work together. And what I saw yesterday from my senators was people working together. And I'm hoping that it's not just a facade for we the people, but that they actually want to work together. And I think they do. I think there's really good, kind-hearted people in there. But sometimes they just don't think the way we do, or they have different experiences, and those experiences have led them to do legislation in their own way. So we want to make sure everybody has that opinion. It's time to speak up. Speaking up matters. And using our voice is better than anything else. So I'll see you on the next one.